I also have a couple of inventions. I have like 5 of them. I know for a fact 3 of them are going to be successful and they're going to make me a billionaire before. I've been saying 36, but now I'm saying 30.
And David Jr. Ngobo, better known as Nasty C, will be the first South African rapper billionaire. Keep in mind that Nasty C is the same guy that did this stuff.
I'm a little nervous, I won't lie. But f it. Hi, hater. Hi. Hello. Yo, can you move to somewhere with a better signal?
What is photosynthesis?
Photosynthesis is when people take photos of you and they synthesize it.
I don't know if you showed these clips to a billionaire if they would agree, but I'm willing to bet that they would maybe say, maybe, he might be a billionaire. Within the last 4 years, Nasty C took a huge stride in becoming a billionaire by starting what he calls the Ivyson Tour, which is a tour that's based in South Africa for the most part, but has intentions to become global. And the Ivyson Tour is one of a kind tour in South Africa, and it is one of the most successful business ventures that Mr. Ngowi has started. And in this video, we're going to be telling you why the Ivyson Tour matters and why it is the core reason for Nasty C becoming the first South African rapper billionaire. To fully understand why Nasty C has the potential to become a billionaire, we have to take a look in who he really is and where he comes from.
The way I kind of mapped out my goals and stuff like that was very unconventional, especially for someone coming from SA and in the township and in the city that I come from.
David Jr. Ngobo was born in Deep Grove in Soweto, Johannesburg, and before the age of 1 he had to relocate to Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, where he would be raised by his father after his mother's untimely death due to a car accident. In Durban, better known as 031 by his fans, is the place where Nasty C grew up and learned how to rap. Junior started rapping by the age of 9, and by the age of 14 he released his debut mixtape called One Kid, 1,000 Coffins with 15 tracks.
This is Nasty C, the young 15-year-old producer slash rapper slash songwriter. This right here was a beat made by me just about 5 minutes ago. If you want it, and if you want me, follow me on Twitter. Yeah.
2 years later, he released another tape called Levitating Above My Enemies, and a year after that, he released another mixtape called Price City.
But right now, you guys just stepped into Price City. In a city where everything has a price, sometimes you gotta drop something priceless on them, ain't that right?
After these 3 tapes, Nasty C had a little traction which got him a few performances here and there for some chump change.
Yeah. We are like villains in the movie, and everybody like a see, just cool see. We don't really talk that much. Ain't no other crew go hard as such. You know what to get them, y'all can't touch. My second family, I love that bunch.
Although after 3 tapes he was not where he wanted to be, Nasty C never lost hope and kept on pushing. During his matric year, he dropped Juice Bag, the blow-up single, and a few months after that he dropped another single that blew up even bigger than Juice Bag, called Hell No.
I just want to thank God, man. Without God, none of this would be happening right now. None of this would be possible.
At this point, it is safe to say that Nasty C has come a long way from rapping in his bedroom and had made a name for himself. He started being paid more than chump change to perform, but this was only the beginning of his billionaire endeavors.
I could be the saddest motherfucker on earth. As soon as I get that money call, hold on, wait a minute.
Before David could get the Ivyson Tour started, he had to see if it's possible. So before he dropped his debut album called Bad Hair, Nasty C would go on to start performing at high schools and some varsities for free to get his name out there and get a feel of how it would be to organize a live performance. After his success with the high school tours, Nasty C went on to sign with Mabala Noise and release Bad Hair, his debut album with them. Bad Hair was such a successful album that it went on to get him awards, more recognition, and a couple of millions. Fast forward to 2018, Nasty C signed to a new label called UMG, better known as Universal Music Group, to help him distribute his music on a global scale. The same year he dropped his second album called Strings and Bling and started his own label called Tall Rex. In the same year he finally kicked off the Ivyson Tour at the Melrose Arc in Johannesburg with 4 consecutive shows in South Africa and an extra one in Namibia. The tour was a major success with filled up attendance at almost every show. So how does the success of the first Iverson tour tell us about Mr. C and how he can become a billionaire? Well, it doesn't, but after having the same or more success when he did it 2 more times in the years that followed, you start to see a pattern. To fully understand this pattern, let's see how much money Mr. Ngobo really makes from this tour. Let's say a typical venue holds about 1,000 people and a typical general ticket is 200. In reality, the cost of the ticket ranges between 150 and 300, but for the sake of simplification, let's just say 200 per ticket. 200 times 1,000 is 200,000. 200,000 times 5, it's R1,000,000. After accounting other costs like renting the venue, paying the guest performance and extras, he is left with a minimum of at least 400,000. But him being able to make a minimum of 400,000 per tour is not the impressive part. The impressive part is what he does with the 400,000. After the tour is said and done, David takes all that profit and invests it back into himself by going overseas to places like the UK, America, to go further his career from that side to get more eyeballs on him. This process of him going to other countries after every Iverson tour is the pattern I recognize that I spoke about. And it is the fundamental move that is leading Nasty to making billions. The strategy is simple. The more people knowing him, the more money he can make. The more money he can make, the more money that can be used to fund his billion-dollar ideas.
I'm not afraid to spend on myself. From the minute I made my first buck, I've always just been saving money to spend it, to make it again, to save it, to spend it, and make it again. That's just been my process throughout my whole life.
The Iverson tour is not going to make him a billionaire, but the money he gets from it is going to be used to make him one.